When Young Thug and YSL got hit with a RICO case, the biggest part of the trial was trying to solve the murder of a dude named Donovan Big Nut Thomas. Thug and his homies beat the case, but today we're breaking down the wild story behind why they all wanted to take Big Nut out. Big Nut came up in Atlanta and was allegedly originally from an area called Summer Hill. Nut was cool with a lot of dudes from Atlanta Blood Gang / Anybody Get It, aka ABG, but he allegedly repped the Inglewood Family Bloods, aka IFG. Nut allegedly had a lot of clout in the street, but he was really trying to get into the rap game before he got killed. Nut was pushing dudes like YF and Lucci and Rich Homie Quan to hop in the booth and start dropping music, and he was a big reason their careers started popping off so fast. Nut had connections all over the city and was cool with dudes from different sets too. And before all the drama popped off that got him killed, Big Nut was chilling with Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan in the studio. This is where the story gets a little sketchy though, cause nobody really knows what was going on behind the scenes. Young Thug has ties to a New York blood set called Sex Money Murder, but back in the day he was cool with some dudes from ABG and IFG too. Then for some reason, Thug stopped rocking with ABG and IFG and started chilling with dudes from a set called 30 Deep like SB and Lil Woody. 30 Deep had issues with ABG and IFG for years, and it all allegedly started when two dudes from ABG shot some 30 Deep affiliates. Way before Young Thug started making music, Atlanta went through a crazy wave of violence that the cops called the Bloody Summer of 2007. 30 Deep was beefing with other sets like crazy, and then Marco White Boy Moses, Mo Rise Mo Williams, and Prentice McNeil slid on them in September 2007. White Boy Mo and Prentice shot at 3 30 Deep affiliates and hit one of them 7 times. All 3 of them went down for the shooting, and Prentice McNeil also got convicted for a different murder that happened in the same week. Lil Woody became famous for his wild testimony during the YSL RICO trial, but before he went viral in the courtroom, Woody was allegedly putting in major work for 30 Deep. Woody and his homie Threat allegedly shot up Rich Homie Quan's dad before Big Nut got killed, but we'll get to that in a second. Just a few days before Big Nut got killed, Lil Woody was at Club Crucial and got jumped by Nut's brother, Shell Kel, and some other Inglewood Family Blood affiliates. There's a lot of rumors about why they put hands on Woody, but some people think Woody snatched Big Nut's chain, so Shell Kel and his homies clapped back when they spotted Woody in the club. A couple days after Woody got jumped, Young Thug rented a whip, and then on January 10th, 2015, the whip was allegedly used when Big Nut was shot and killed outside of a barbershop. After Big Nut got killed, a lot of people immediately thought Lil Woody was the one who pulled the trigger on him. 30 Deep already had issues with IFG, and Woody just got jumped by Nut's brother and their homies a few days before Nut got shot. During the YSL RICO trial, Woody told the courtroom that people started hitting up his phone after Nut died and were asking him if he was on the hit.
I remember getting a call saying that I killed Nut.
Rumors are going around that Woody had admitted to killing Nut in a private meeting with the judge and prosecutors. But when Woody got asked straight up if he killed Nut, he told the courtroom no.
Did you kill Nut? No.
A lot of people still think Woody was involved with the hit, and the ops started clapping back at Woody right after Nut died. One day, Lil Woody was on the highway when the ops caught up to him and started shooting into his whip. Woody didn't get hit up, but that wasn't the only time the ops tried to take him out, and they even tried to kill Woody while he was with his daughter. Woody was standing outside of his crib with his daughter and girlfriend when the ops rolled down the street and started shooting. Woody busted back and the shooters drove off, and later Woody told the cops that a dude named Lil Tay was the one who tried to kill him. The cops picked up Woody for questioning after the shooting went down, and at first he wouldn't tell them anything, but eventually Woody changed his story and said that Lil Tay was a shooter. During the YSL RICO trial, Woody admitted that he always used to lie to the cops though, and according to Woody, he just gave the cops Lil Tay's name so they would leave him alone. Then right after Woody testified about the shooting, Lil Tay was shot and killed inside his crib. Woody's girlfriend and daughter weren't the only ones who got caught up in the street drama after Big Nut died though. Woody's sister's house got shot up by the ops, then his girlfriend's mom's crib got hit up too. Woody had a huge target on his back after Nut was killed, and Woody even testified that he thought he needed to kill Young Thug over the situation.
I texted her and told her that I was going to kill Thug when I get a chance.
According to Woody, he was worried that Thug wanted to take him out because everyone thought Woody killed Nut, and it was putting a lot of heat on the whole crew. Woody also offered to help the cops take Thug down back in 2021. Woody got picked up on a gun charge, and he started telling the cops that he knew that a murder was going down that night, and he could help them stop it.
The information I had, they want to hear right now.
I mean, we can pass it to them.
I'm saying you pass it to them. I'll tell you something going to happen today.
What's going to happen?
Somebody's supposed to get killed tonight.
When the cops asked Woody who the target was, he didn't give a name, but he told them it was somebody that Young Thug wanted dead. Woody told the cops that Thug used to move smart in the streets, but then he got rich and stupid, and that's why Woody wasn't rocking with him anymore.
This nigga here is so smart, he moving different. It's hard to keep up with how he moving.
What do you mean?
So he not moving how he used to move. He moved different.
But at the end of the day, Woody admitted that he was always lying to the cops about Young Thug. According to Woody, the cops were always bringing him in and asking him questions about Thug. So Woody just started telling them whatever they wanted to hear, so they let him go.
But y'all got me on the stand, and I'm telling the God honest truth. Leave me out of this. I made all these stories up, put the blame on him to get myself out of the situation because the police told me they want a big fish, and I'm a little fish. They ain't who I want. So when they told me that, my only motive was to convince them that I'm telling the truth about this guy right here, and I'm lying.
A lot of people think that Woody was involved with the big nut hit and that Young Thug is the one who was behind the whole thing. And one of the most popular rumors about the situation is that it has something to do with Rich Homie Quan. Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug started linking up in the studio and were making huge waves together in the rap game. Birdman made him the face of his Rich Gang crew, and they went platinum when they dropped the track Lifestyle together. Thug and Rich Homie Quan changed the whole sound of rap in Atlanta, and fans were loving everything they dropped. But then out of nowhere, Rich Homie Quan stopped rocking with Thug, and nobody knew what the real story was. Thug and Rich Homie Quan started sending shots back and forth, but it never looked that serious. Thug never aired out the whole story behind why they fell out, but some people think Thug was involved with Rich Homie Quan's dad getting shot. Rich Homie Quan had ties to Big Nut, and some people thought Nut's murders would spark the beef between Rich Homie Quan and Thug. But it turns out, there was already some serious drama before Nut got killed. In 2014, Rich Homie Quan's dad was shot 4 times at a barbershop in Atlanta, and a video leaked years later where Rich Homie Quan allegedly said that Thug had something to do with it.
We are so together. I'm like, so I'm just asking yourself. Everybody been talking about it. I'm gonna just be a man and answer myself. Right. It's crazy, man. Those doors has something to do with it. You can't prove. Right. Point blank period.
Why did you suspect Young Thug when you went down to Miami? Because people told you, or did you have some beef with Young Thug at the time that kind of let you?
I ain't had no beef, bro. That shit was deeper than rap, man. I really feel as if they was jealous of the relationship.
And according to some alleged paperwork, Rich Homie Quan's dad had an argument with Birdman and wanted Quan to stop working with him. There's also rumors that Big Nut didn't want Rich Homie Quan to work with Thug either. After Thug started rocking with 30 Deep, rumors said that Nut wanted Rich Homie Quan to fall back from Thug and YSL, and that's why some people think Thug put the green light on Nut. Big Nut was also close to Y Lucci, one of Young Thug's biggest ops. Big Nut was Y Lucci's manager and helped his career pop off when he was first coming up. After Nut was killed, Lucci named his debut project Long Live Nut in honor of his memory. Lucci also started taking shots at Thug, adding to the rumors that YSL had something to do with Nut's death. Lucci claimed that he slept with Thug's fiancée at the time and even tweeted a photo of his daughter. Thug also threatened to slap Lucci, and they traded disses back and forth on social media. But the beef wasn't just on the internet. Lucci said in an interview that at one point, his mom's house had been shot up by people looking for him. On the song Bad Boy with Juice WRLD, Thug rapped, "I shot at his mommy, now he no longer mentioned me." When Thug got locked up for the RICO case, prosecutors tried to say that the lyric was about YF and Lucci, and the shooting was part of their beef that started over Big Nut's death. So the murder not only caused Thug and Rich Homie Quan to have a falling out, it also created a major split in the Atlanta rap scene. Another theory about why Nut got killed is that he stole money from Birdman, and that's where his beef with Thug started. Birdman and Rich Homie Quan were tight and making a lot of money together, and some people think Big Nut got involved and took some money from Birdman. There's even a rumor that Young Thug's sister tried to confront Big Nut about stealing the money. Then Nut put hands on her, and that's when Thug put the green light on him. There's no evidence to back the story up though, and Rich Homie Quan's dad getting hit up allegedly didn't have anything to do with the Big Nut situation. According to Woody, Rich Homie Quan's dad getting shot definitely didn't have anything to do with YSL. Woody admitted in court that he shot up Quan's dad's barbershop with his homie Threat, but Woody claimed that Threat had his own issues with Quan, and that's why it went down.
Me and Threat shot up Rich Homie Quan dad at the barbershop on Bankhead. I don't know what happened with Threat and Rich Homie Quan, but I'ma ride with my brother. And they was beefing. And yeah, we pulled up and did that.
Woody definitely isn't the best source and has already admitted to lying about a lot of situations before. And Rich Homie Quan said that Woody was capping about the barbershop shooting too.
What is a liar?
he is over-exaggerated because the same day the barbershop got shot up, it was up and running. So it couldn't have been like what he said it was. So.
Nobody knows the real reason why Quan's dad got hit up, but a lot of people still think it's connected to the Big Nut situation. Nut's brother, Shell Kel, is one of the dudes who put hands on Woody a few days before Nut died, and he was there when Nut got shot too. Rumors say that Shell Kel was actually the target when the shooters rolled through, but before Big Nut died, he allegedly said that Young Thug had him killed. If Big Nut really said that after he got shot, then he probably had his own issues with Thug besides Lil Woody getting beat up. Woody isn't the only dude affiliated with Thug that IFG wanted to take out though, and in 2018, Big Nut's cousin Greedy almost killed YSL Lil Duke at Magic City. Greedy and his homie spotted Lil Duke in the club and chased him down. Lil Duke took off running, and that's when Greedy started shooting. Lil Duke allegedly got hit 2 times, but made it out of the situation alive, and Greedy got booked for the shooting. A lot of people were surprised that Woody wasn't involved with the RICO, cause so many people thought he was the one who pulled the trigger on Nut. But there's a crazy rumor that the district attorney in Fulton County had a personal beef with Young Thug cause of Nut. Fani Willis is the district attorney who brought the RICO down on Thug and YSL. But before she was a district attorney, she used to be a defense lawyer and even represented YSL Mondo back in the day. But then around the same time that Big Nut was killed, Fani Willis became a prosecuting attorney, and some people think she switched sides because of Nut's murder. DJ Academic spread a rumor that Fani Willis was hooking up with Big Nut back in the day.
Fani Willis, they're saying that the reason you have a hard-on for not only YSL, but this particular case where Donovan Nut Thomas was killed, which is the heart of the YSL case, this is what I've heard, allegedly. They believe that you had a prior relationship with Donovan Nut Thomas.
Academics didn't say who his source was, but Young Thug's dad also claimed that Fani Willis was dating Big Nut and another rapper named Trouble. The rumor about Fani Willis hooking up with Big Nut picked up so much steam that even Donald Trump talked about it in one of his speeches.
They say there's a young woman, a young racist in Atlanta. She's a racist. And they say, I guess they say that she was after a certain gang and she ended up having an affair with the head of the gang or a gang member. And this is a person that wants to indict me. She's got a lot of problems.
People started saying that Fani Willis targeted Thug with the RICO because she thought he had her boyfriend killed. But there's no evidence that Fani Willis even knew Big Nut before he died. Right before the YSL RICO actually started, rumors started flying that Big Nut got a bag put on his head because Young Thug found out he was an informant. A journalist from Atlanta named George Cheedy said that the news shocked everyone because it was the first time that Big Nut had snitching rumors on his name.
Thug's on social media talking about how people who testify in court should be killed. And the implication is Donovan Thomas was killed because he was some sort of government informant.
Okay, was that established that he was an informant?
No. Like, that's something that we're looking for in the trial. That's the first time I've ever heard that. It explains a hell of a lot, but it's the first time anybody had heard that outside of a courtroom.
What made a lot of people believe the story is that Young Thug was recorded on the phone with someone in Sex Money Murder talking about making sacrifices. There's no evidence that they were talking about killing Nut though, and there's also no proof that Big Nut ever snitched on someone. Prosecutors also try to say that Thug ordered the hit because his murderers were driving a rental car in his name. Nut was allegedly killed by someone in a 2014 Infiniti Q50 sedan that Thug had rented from Hertz. That was one of the main pieces of evidence tying Thug to the crime, but it turned out the prosecutors were playing dirty. According to Thug's lawyers, they used a fake subpoena to force Hertz to give them the records. The judge never actually authorized the documents, which meant it couldn't be used as evidence. Plus, just because Thug rented the car doesn't automatically prove that he ordered the hit. So it was another sloppy move by the prosecutors that ended up losing them the case. At the end of the day, there are a lot of rumors about why Big Nut got killed, but even after the longest trial in Georgia history, the prosecutors couldn't prove what went down. Nobody was ever convicted for killing them, but the story might not be over yet. The state RICO trial ended, but some people think that the feds are going to get involved with the situation. Nobody got convicted for killing Big Nut during the state case, but the whole trial was a mess from the jump. There were lawyers getting arrested, sketchy judges, and way more drama the whole way through. If the feds pick the case up now, it's going to be bad for Thug and the rest of YSL, but nobody knows if that's actually going to happen. Everyone clowned the district attorney's office for how they handled the RICO trial, and the feds definitely don't want to get embarrassed like that too. So for now, it looks like we might never get the full story behind why Big Nut got killed.